Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Here we are again, another day, waiting to go streaming live. We're continuing the reading of Elsie Lincoln Benedict's book, How to Get Anything You Want. Let me go ahead and, close all these windows. We are reading, this is truly one of my favorite books, How to Get Anything You Want by Elsie Lincoln Benedict. We are continuing the lesson number 2 called Remake Your Mood. Remake your mood. She speaks in metaphor, she speaks my language, and I am loving her. How was your Monday? I can't believe it's only Monday. I had such a full day. I had an amazing class earlier, and I'm so excited to share some great things with you guys. So, without further ado, let's continue. We were learning, going through all of the different rules. Rule number 4, start out your day determined to go through it with a minimum amount of friction, the least possible wear and tear on your body through your worry, she talks about. She says, forever never comes. No, nor tomorrow. So take care of today, and eternity will take care of itself, one day at a time. That's truly what it is, one day at a time. But you will not have to wait for eternity to vindicate your new consciousness. By tomorrow, you will see that it was better to postpone the destructive mood or action, for its significance will then be obvious. So we it says center your mind on this one day, today, what's happening, and deliberately refrain from heaping unnecessary burdens upon your shoulders. Forever never comes, neither does tomorrow. So take care of today, and eternity will take care of itself. But you won't have to wait for eternity to vindicate your new consciousness. By tomorrow, you will see that it was better to postpone the destructive mood or action, for its significance will be obvious. Ooh, if there's something that bothered you, if there's something that triggered you, they talk about sleeping on it. Of course, take action if you need to, but it's it's our triggers. It's our weed seeds, so to speak. It's not the situations out here that are the problem. It's how we're thinking of the situations that are the problem. And when we react and we continue to allow our emotions to dictate our actions, it gets us into trouble. This is such a good lesson. She says, so by tomorrow you will see. So just postpone on your negative mood, and then tomorrow things will be clear once the dust settles. Soon you will have formed the habit of reacting constructively, and your whole life will change accordingly. When you react or respond accordingly, reaction is usually like that gut reaction. You just want to yell back or fight back or send that text or make that phone call and say that angry email. But what if you just took a breath? What if you just paused and knew that if you could just close your eyes and breathe and say, what is this that's coming up within me? What if this has nothing to do with me? Am I taking this personal? Is this bubbling up from something I've been holding on to for a really long time? By just taking that pause can truly save our life, she's saying. When you have formed the habit of reacting constructively, your whole life will change accordingly. It is this tendency to live yesterday and tomorrow instead of today that causes most of your destructive moods. Today can always be managed. It is only when we pile the memories of past tragedies and the visualizations of future ones upon our backs that we break down. And this is precisely the type of person who could so easily make his life happy and successful. Such a one has imagination, the rarest mental power there is. Only he turns it against himself, and instead of making it works for him. We discussed this last night when I talked about, the pen, it being the sharp end and then being the handle. I talked about the inner faculty, the higher faculty of imagination. Are we miscreating? Are we misusing that? Are we using it to our benefit? Or is it hurting us? Are we using our imagination? Is it running wild and taking over with fear, with worry, with doubt, with anger? So, how are you using that faculty of imagination? People who are lacking in imagination can never rise very high nor fall very low. Imagination is like an electric current. It works in whatever direction you turn it. Ooh, isn't that the truth? Whatever you imagine, remember, your imaging faculty is seeing images, pictures in your mind filled with emotion. When we imagine something, right? Imagine the worst case scenario. So, imagination is like an electric current. It works in whatever direction you turn it. Whether it takes you to the depths or builds your life on the highest depends upon the way you press the button. The rules given throughout this course show you how to turn your God-given power into constructive channels instead of using them for self-destruction, as we unknowingly do most of the time. Rule number 5, refuse to cross bridges till you come to them. Stop wondering whether so and so will keep his appointment, whether Miss Somebody or other will pay their bill, whether everything will work out all right in the forthcoming deal, whether other people will understand your motives, whether it will rain next Sunday and spoil the picnic, whether you will make a good showing at the club meeting, whether the children will stay well, whether you will make their will the if they'll make their grades at school, whether some loved one will return from the journey safely, etc., etc. So stop wondering all of these things. Remember, the old man who said, I've had lots of troubles in my life, but most of them never happened. Oh, that's such a good quote. She says, remember the old man who said, I've had lots of troubles in my life, but most of them never happened. They were just imaginings in his mind. I'm very guilty of this at times. Do you have an uncontrolled imagination? Or do you control your imagination, how you think, how you feel, what you focus on? How do you feel? If you are given to this sort of thing, set aside and have a good laugh at yourself for once. Look at yourself and see how funny you are. I love this. Don't let anyone else into the secret. Just go off by yourself frequently and say, my dear, if we'd spend half the time thinking out ways and means that we've wasted wondering and jumping at conclusions, we've had been somewhere by now. Isn't that the truth? If we spent half the time jumping for conclusions, we'd be to the moon. Do this till it becomes a habit. Then every time you start borrowing trouble, do this till it becomes a habit. Then every time you start borrowing trouble, that big healthy habit will step in and give you the wink. You will soon find yourself laughing at the very things which now crumple you all up. Of course, there's times in life where we have to take things serious. But if we are just ruminating, sitting and spinning, and we don't even know what's going to happen, we don't know what the other person's thinking, we don't know what's happening in their life, why are we assuming the worst case scenario? Just laughing at it all. Is this all going to matter in a year? Is it going to matter in 3 years? Is it going to matter in 5 years? It's like truly that's life saving. Like I am so grateful that I not only have this material, but my Course in Miracles, no matter what comes up through my day, no matter how other people behave or the way I see, oh, they should do this, they shouldn't do that. I just laugh at myself. I witness it. Carla, there you go again, thinking that they should behave in a certain way, when really all I have to do is have compassion, show love, show grace, because I don't know what's going on in their life. And their behavior is a reflection of them, not of me. And all I can do is have boundaries, right? Love with boundaries, cut off ties where I need to cut them off. But I don't take it personal. And sure, I'm human and things can at first, I notice that trigger, but I always check in. Why am I bothered? What's really going on here? Is this something I have to look at? Is this their issue? Does there need to be a change in this relationship, right? It's like, that's my only responsibility. That's the only thing we can control. There's a great saying, and I think I have it on my stories right now on Instagram. And I use it all the time in my therapy practice. It says, these are the 3 solutions to every problem. Number 1, you accept it. Number 2, you change it. Or number 3, if you can't change it, you leave it. So with every problem, you either accept it, you change it, or you leave it. You accept it, you change it, or you leave it. If you can't accept it, change it. And if you can't change it, leave it. And that's hard. That's hard to do, but we must have faith that no matter what happens, we're going to be okay, right? That's the truth. So this attitude, oh, wait, we're over here. So don't let anyone else into this secret, laugh at yourself. If you got anywhere from jumping to these conclusions, you'd be to the moon by now. And so it says you'll find yourself laughing at things that used to just annihilate you, that used to just flatten you. All right, let's read one more. Rule number 6, confine yourself to the business in hand. This has two wonderfully helpful effects. First, it prevents your imagination running wild and dragging you with it. Second, it will remove the cause of one of the worst sore spots in your subconscious, the realization that you have been letting the quality of your work deteriorate. I shall have more to tell you about work in another lesson, but this is the place to tell you that, though we are seldom aware of it, one of the most prolific causes of destructive moods is the fact, consciously repressed or forever nagging at us subconsciously, that we are not doing justice to ourself in our work. We're playing ourselves short. We're not doing what we love. We're not applying ourselves fully with our skills to the job that we have, or maybe we're in a job that we don't even like. So it's this like nagging feeling like, I know I'm meant for more. I should be doing more, all of these things. But do your best with what you got. That's all you can do. So that's rule number 6. This is really good. Okay, we're going to finish rule number 7 tomorrow. This is a short one because I have got to get to bed. But I hope you are all having a wonderful Monday. Again, I can't believe it's the first day of the week. In the last couple weeks of January already. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Do you still feel like a burning desire towards all the things that you want to accomplish, right? I mean, most people poo-poo, New Year's resolutions, and fair enough. But the new year brings with it a new energy, right? It's like, what are we going to do this year? How is this year going to be different than last year? What changes have you made? A lot of people take that inventory in the new year and they want to do new things, right? Where are you headed? Do you have somebody to hold you accountable? I'm so excited. I'm, of course, a part of the Napoleon Hill Institute, and we have a really exciting event, more to come, probably tomorrow. I'll make an announcement where we're going to share some really powerful programming that we have that is really not released to the public. And so we're going to do some of that next week for an event. So stay tuned for that. But I'm also going to be talking about the new year, kind of checking in with our goals, right? I'll do a couple of videos on the Napoleon Hill Institute YouTube channel, so you don't want to miss that. Also, if you're not a part yet of their Facebook group, please do that. You can find them at Napoleon Hill Institute on Instagram, YouTube, all of that sort of thing. And yours truly, I teach over there and it's so powerful. So I'm really excited for all of the things that we're doing and all of the growth we have in 2025. So stay tuned, stay close to us. And if you're looking for a mentorship program, please reach out. All of the information is below in the YouTube video description. If you're on Facebook, definitely click the link to get over to YouTube to get all of that information, or you can go to my link tree. I believe it's in the profile on my Facebook page too. So I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we will continue tomorrow with rule number 7. We'll probably get through, I think it's rule number 8 or 9. It's kind of a long one, but she's full with so many great stories, and this material really speaks to me, and I love her so much, and I love this book. So let's remake our moods. Let's check in.